Good morning. It is good to be with you this morning. It is good for all of us to be together. Please be patient with us this morning with our audio-visual setup. Exactly 2 weeks after we installed our new screen, our projector broke. So we are working to fix everything as soon as possible, but in the meantime, please be patient. As we gather this morning, let me share words with you from Sarah Teasdale's poem, Barter, words that the choir will soon sing again. Life has a loveliness to sell, all beautiful and splendid things. Blue waves whitened on a cliff, soaring fire that sways and swings and sings. And children's faces looking up, holding wonder like a cup. Life has a loveliness to sell, music like a curve of gold, scent of pine trees in the rain, eyes that love you, arms that hold. And for your spirit still delight, holy thoughts that star the night. Spend all you have for loveliness. Buy it and never count the cost. For one white singing hour of peace, count many a year of strife well lost. And for a breath of ecstasy, give all you have been or could be. Come, my friends, with our hearts open to both the challenges and possibilities that this new day and new week bring, with our hearts open to all that inspires, sustains, redeems, and transforms us. Come, let us worship together. Ellie and Alana Penley are going to lead our chalice lighting this morning. Would you like to read the chalice lighting? Or okay, they're here. Okay. So the flaming chalice is the symbol of the Unitarian Universalist tradition in which this congregation stands. Will those of you here in person please stand as you are able for our chalice lighting? If you have a chalice at home, I invite you to light it with us at this time. Please join me. As we kindle this flame, we recommit ourselves to nurturing the spirits of one another and the common good of the world we share. May the light of this flame be welcoming to all who seek a liberal religious home. For those of you standing, I invite you to remain standing for our opening hymn, and Jean Marie is going to lead us in our opening hymn this morning.
Good morning. Though this hymn is not in our hymn book, the tune will be familiar to many of you. It's the same tune as the Round Dona Nobis Pacem. You'll see the words here. We'll sing it first in unison and then twice through in a round. This will be the first section, second section, third section. As long as you are singing with Diane, myself, or Annalise, it will be beautiful. One more thing, as we get to the end, if you would like to join us in that, repeating that last section so that we all end together, we'll do that.
Please be seated.
Good morning. My name is Warren Keys, and I'm glad to serve as part of your worship team this morning. Whether you are a first-time visitor or a long-time member or somewhere in between, I offer you a special welcome. Here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Raleigh, we are intentionally inclusive, liberally religious, and actively seeking or serving the common good of our shared world. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your own journey, your own religious journey, you are certainly welcome here. Now, this morning, Bill Devereaux, one of our lay ministers will be available at the front right of the sanctuary after the service to talk with anyone who might be experiencing any difficult circumstances in their lives and would like to talk to someone. Now, I hope that you will read through the chalice that was emailed to you on Friday about everything happening here around UUFR, or you can check out the section titled Upcoming Events on our website. Now, after this service today, Reverend James will be leading a newcomer gathering after the worship service this morning. This gathering is especially for recent visitors to UUFR. It's your chance to meet with Reverend James, learn more about Unitarian Universalism and UUFR, and ask any question you may have. Now, this gathering will take place in the music room, the room at the end of the hallway outside the sanctuary, and it'll start about 10 minutes after the end of service. A special, you will be offered coffee and donuts. Now, our next Saturday night social will be this Saturday, May 10th. There'll be a potluck at 5:30, and then at 6:30 following the potluck, there'll be a game night for all ages, a song swap, a chance to walk our new labyrinth right here in the sanctuary, and the showing of the classic movie Harold and Maude. Our in-person social hour this morning will be downstairs in Founders Hall, and as a member of your board of directors, I'll be there to answer any questions you might have, or just to say hi. But at this time, I invite everyone to meet and greet your neighbor.
Folks, I invite you to come back together. Why is this morning a special morning at UUFR? What are we doing this morning? What are we celebrating? The Flower Communion. And so I ask this question every year, so let's see how many people can remember this year. In which city did the Flower Communion start? Yes. Prague. And Prague, that's right. Okay, part two. How many years ago did the Flower Communion start? Okay. 102 years ago. Somebody's been talking to somebody from the first service. The Flower Communion was first celebrated in the city of Prague, what is now the Czech Republic, 102 years ago, but now it is celebrated in Unitarian Universalist congregations across the United States. Why do we celebrate the Flower Communion? I want to talk about two different reasons we celebrate the Flower Communion. Take a look at these flowers in front of us that so many of you have brought. Each one is a little bit different. They're different sizes. There's big ones and little ones. Each one has a different shape. Each one has a different color. There are red ones and blue ones and purple ones and pink ones. Each one has a slightly different smell. And even though they are all different, they're all still beautiful. In fact, these flowers are a lot like all of the people who brought them. In this congregation, not only do we have different sizes and shapes and colors, we have people who are very old and people who are very young. We have people who have different abilities. We have different interests. We have some shared beliefs and values, but we also have different beliefs and values among us. And just as each of these flowers is different yet beautiful, each of us is different and yet valuable and worthy of love. What do you think? Do you think all of these flowers together would be more beautiful if they were all the same size and shape and color? No. I think they're more beautiful because they're all not the same. And just as these flowers are more beautiful because they're not all the same, this congregation is a better place because all of the different gifts we bring to it. And we each do. Each of us who is a part of this community brings gifts to it. And each of us who is a part of this community also receives gifts from others. That's what a religious community is all about. We give to and we receive from others. So one reason we celebrate the Flower Communion is it's a way for us to acknowledge the gifts we bring to and receive from one another as part of this community. But there's another reason that we celebrate the Flower Communion, and I don't talk about this every year, but I think especially this year, it's important to talk about this reason. We not only believe that this congregation is better because of all the different kinds of people who participate in it, and all the different kinds of gifts that they bring. We also believe our country is a better place because of all the different kinds of people who participate in it and all the different kinds of gifts they bring. But right now, if we're going to be honest, right now is a very scary time in our country for some people who are different in some ways. It's a scary time for some people who are LGBTQ+. Especially people who are transgender. How many remember when we had a very special guest in Peace Hall in February when Stormy came to visit us to tell stories? How many people remember that? These days, some people in our country are saying mean things about people like Stormy, which is very sad. And it's especially a scary time, too, for people who are immigrants to this country, people who were born in other places and who live here now. Some people are unfairly blaming them for all kinds of problems that aren't their fault at all. It makes me very sad. Both my wife and son are immigrants to this country. And I so truly believe that immigrants to this country make our whole country more interesting and better. So the second reason we celebrate Flower Communion is that it's a symbol of our belief that not only this congregation, but our whole country and our whole world are better because of all the different people who are a part of it and all the different gifts they bring. So at this time, I'm going to invite each of you to come forward one by one in small groups and choose a flower. Or if you prefer, let the flower choose you. Does everybody remember the one rule about flower communion? You can't choose your own flower. Okay, so I invite the youngest among us to come forward first. I invite all ages to come forward. It's nice to see you. Yes, I do. Yes. take a look at the flower you're holding in your hand. Look at it closely. Look how beautiful it is. Look how unique it is. Take a sniff. Think about what it represents. The gifts that one other person in this community brings and shares with us all. The gifts that one other person brings to our world and shares with us all. Let's spend just a few moments in quiet reflection on the gifts that each of us bring and receive from this religious community. The gifts that each of us brings and receives from the world. Let's be in just a few moments of shared silence. Dana now has a special recognition for some of our middle schoolers, as well as some instructions for our children and youth before they go to Peace Hall.
I am very happy to announce that today is the final class for our 8th and 9th grade Our Whole Lives program. This is a 25-session program, each session being 90 minutes, where these 8th and 9th graders who are sitting in this front row right here have done deep exploration to understand sexuality, to understand what makes healthy relationships, to understand how to advocate for themselves, their peers, and build a more kind, caring, just community. I am very, very proud of all of the incredible work you guys have done. And as you are leaving, I have a small token of appreciation for each of you that I would like to give. Could you please stand up, though, so that we could all give a round of applause for all of your hard work? Thank you. I also want to take a moment and recognize, and you guys could have a seat for just a second, thank you. I want to recognize the OWL facilitators for this specific program, the 8-9 program, because they facilitated 25 90-minute sessions for these youth, which involves not just teaching, but also preparing and planning. And a lot of deep, hard work has gone into that from a team of 4 people: Ava Mead, Nancy Stone, Tom Karkas, and Zane Patorti. We are incredibly grateful for the hard work of all 4 of them. And if you guys could please stand. Ava is in the back over there, but if Nancy and Tom would please stand so we can give them an applause. I'm especially grateful that Tom and Nancy are here because this is their, I believe, 3rd year or maybe more that they have taught. And I would like to really especially thank Nancy, who has taught over 50 hours of OWL over the past 3 years, really pouring a lot of her time and energy and passion into making our program wonderful for everyone. So at this time, they are going to go downstairs and have their final session. And then at social hours, we will have special treats to celebrate them. So please stop on by, grab a cupcake or Rice Krispie treat or some other delicious thing to help us in our celebration. So at this time, we are going to dismiss all of our children and youth. If you are a Sunshine Circle 4 through 6-year-old, you'll go over where Ozzy is and where the Sunshine Banner is going to be headed. If you are in middle school, you'll also go over to that same exit to go with M. If you are in 1st through 5th grade, you will go over to the banners there so we can transition over to Peace Hall. And at this point, we can sing Go Now in Peace to all of our friends who are leaving.
Go now in peace, go this is a time in our service when we acknowledge some of the joys and sorrows of our community. We do this because we believe a joy shared is a joy made greater, and a sorrow or concern shared is sometimes made easier to bear. Reverend Carrie, our assistant minister, shares that her father has died. Paul Swadener passed away peacefully on Friday, May 2nd, this past Friday, after a long struggle with Alzheimer's disease. He was 89 years old. Carrie says that he will be dearly missed, but his family is grateful for the many loving years they had with him. Reverend Carrie is in Oregon now with her family. May all of us hold her and her family in our hearts during this time of loss and grief. Kathleen Barden shares both a joy and a sorrow this morning. The Order of Interbeing is a Zen Buddhist order that was founded by the Zen Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. Kathleen was ordained into this order last Sunday during a ceremony at Blue Cliff Monastery in Pine Bush, New York. Kathleen is one of the leaders of the Community of Mindful Living, the meditation group that meets here at UUFR on Monday evenings. And Kathleen says that she is grateful for this group offering her a place to grow, heal, and deepen in her practice during the past 5 years. Kathleen also shares that her mother, Anne, who was aged 87, has entered palliative care after chemotherapy treatments for her leukemia stopped working. Kathleen and William will be traveling to California this week to be with her mother and her father. Kathleen, we wish you safe travels and hold you in our hearts during this difficult but precious time. As we hold these joys and sorrows in our hearts and reflect on the joys, the sorrows, the fears, and the hopes of our own lives, let's be together in stillness and silence, opening ourselves to that spirit within us and amidst us, called by many names, but known to every human heart, that spirit that leads us to a fuller, deeper, richer experience of life. After the silence, we'll sing hymn number 1053, How Could Anyone Ever Tell You? But now, let's be together in stillness and silence.
Everything we do here at UUFR is only possible because of the generous financial support many of us provide. For those of you who have set up automated giving to UUFR or who send in a check by mail every month, thank you for your generosity. If you would like to make a contribution in person this morning, we invite you to bring it forward and put it in one of our offering plates here at the top of the aisle. If you would prefer to have an usher come by, please just raise your hand. You may also give using one of the methods you'll find on our screen. Our offering will now be given and gratefully received.
Sad to tell you that this song is almost 70 years old. We don't seem to have gotten much further. The crops are all in. The peaches are rotting. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. They're flying them back to that Mexican border. Pay all their money to walk back again. My father owned fire. He waded that river. They took all the money that he made it his life. My brothers and sisters come working the fruit trees, and they rode the truck till they took down and died. Now many of you know this chorus, so just sing along with me if you don't mind. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios, mi amigos, Jesus and Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. Some of us are legal, others not wanted. Our work contracts are out and we have to move on. But it's 600 miles to the Mexican border, and all they will call you will be deportee. We died in your hills and we died in your deserts. We died in your valleys, died on your plains. We died near your trees and we died in your bushes, both sides of the river. We died just the same. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios, mis amigos, Jesus and Maria. You won't have a name when you fly that big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. Sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. A fireball of lightning, it shook all the hills. Who are these dear friends who fall like dried leaves? The radio says that they're just deportees. Is this the best way to grow our big orchards? Is this the best way we can grow our sweet fruit? To fall like dry leaves, to rot on our topsoil, to be called by no name except deportee. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios, mi amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you fly that big airplane. Oh, they will call you will be deportee.
Let's show a little bit more appreciation for Chris and for all of our musicians this morning. There is nothing more American than welcoming immigrants to the United States. Sadly, there is also nothing more American than demonizing them. From discrimination against Irish and Italian Americans and the Chinese Exclusion Act in the 19th century, to efforts to limit Jewish immigration to the United States in the 1930s, to the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II, to Operation Wetback in the 1950s, to the Islamophobia that followed 9/11, to the demonization, immoral, and illegal treatment of immigrants today. There is a pervasive fear among almost all immigrants today, whether one is undocumented or documented. Even for visa holders, green card holders, and naturalized citizens, there is a pervasive fear. How do I know this? I was recently out in public with my wife, who is a green card holder. We have a bicultural, bilingual relationship, and so often just switch back and forth between English and Japanese. In a public space, I said something to her in Japanese, and she told me, maybe it would be better if you didn't speak to me in Japanese in public for a while. I was so shocked and sad to hear this because it let me know in a new way the kind of times we're living in. My wife is scheduled to go back and visit her aging parents in Japan this fall, and we just made arrangements for that trip. But we're also even having second thoughts whether it is safe for her to do that. I sometimes even wonder if something I say from this pulpit on a Sunday morning could later have negative repercussions for my family. I think this is the kind of times we are living in. Unitarian Universalists have a long history of standing up against the demonization and maltreatments of immigrants to this country, and this congregation is a part of that history. This congregation has a long relationship with USCRI, one of the main refugee resettlement agencies serving North Carolina. For years, volunteers from this congregation have helped recently arrived refugee families by helping to furnish new apartments, offering rides, teaching English, and helping with other tasks as well. Members of this congregation have generously hosted 2 young Afghan women in their homes. When USCRI's funding was drastically cut because of cruel actions by the Trump administration, this congregation stepped forward even more. And in a short amount of time, it raised more than $18,000 to help. You could clap and give yourselves a hand for that. But I believe it's so important for all of us to sometimes hear firsthand the stories of some of the struggles of some of our immigrant neighbors. And it is for that reason that I am so glad to welcome to UUFR this morning Hasib Wahidi. Hasib is a native of Afghanistan, is now a staffer at USCRI. Please give Hasib a very warm welcome to UUFR.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Pastor James, and thank you everyone to give me the opportunity to be here today and be part of the worship today. I would like to I'm very incredibly honored to stand here before you today and extend our deepest gratitude on behalf of everyone in USCRI. I'm here today not to just say thank you, but to recognize the extraordinary spirit of compassion and generosity that lives within this church community. When this church chooses to give, not just financially, but spiritually, you step into a sacred calling, you give hope to a family arriving in a new environment and new land, unsure of how to begin again. You give dignity to them who had to leave everything behind, but now have a chance to rebuild. And you give safety to the children who may not know yet and who may not yet understand the journey they begin. And you gave safety to the children and you gave support to all of us. So thank you very much. Your donation is more than a charity activity and testament to your faith in action. It helps heal the wounds of war, displacement, and loss. You become part of something deeply human and profoundly helpful. The story of families starting over, of individuals rebuilding after hardship of their people like me. I want to take a moment to share something very personal. As Pastor James said, my name is Hasib Wahidi. I am originally from Afghanistan, where I spent much of my life before me moving to the United States. My background was in business management, and I have a deep appreciation for Afghan culture, especially its rich tradition and values. I hold a business degree, and I have graduated from business school almost 7 years ago. And I received my master's in international relationship. I am an entrepreneur and social worker, committed to explore Afghanistan culture on US and being a refugee, strongly committed to helping other refugees with all my energy, possibility in the United States of America. Why I immigrated? The primary reason for my immigration were to seek safety. I worked with the United States government in Afghanistan for almost 7 years, providing translation working for democracy and justice in Afghanistan as a civil activist for years. Working for US is very, very dangerous in Afghanistan. And it's not easy. It's not simple. I'm so happy that I'm making it. I'm here now, safe. After collapse of Afghanistan democratic government, it was very, very dangerous to me to remain in Afghanistan. Consequently, I immigrated to the United States. After collapse of Kabul, I came as a special immigrant on a special immigrant visa here, and I'm a permanent resident at the moment. My work with the U.S. government and the resulting of trade were the key factors that leads to my decision to move to the United States. Challenging, forced. The immigration process was tough, with numerous challenges. The paperwork was extensive and often confusing. Adjusting to a new culture was another significant issue, as I had to learn new social norms and adopt a different lifestyle. Language barriers also posed me a lot of problem initially, despite my proficiency in English. Additionally, the emotional strain of being away from my family, my mom, my sisters and brothers, and worrying about their safety in Afghanistan, helping them financially, fulfill their needs and wants is a constant challenge which I am still suffering. Throughout my journey, I have been fortunate to have a strong support system, my friends that I had to start know them like almost 2 years ago when get inside the United States. My great friend, the person that I were welcomed by, Mr. Bruce Wells, a strong Christian, and he is a very great guy by heart. So he welcomed me and I introduced to him by Resettlement Agency in Durham. And now we are a great friend. He is a great supporter all the time. I don't have him here today, but he is always in any place that I am. I'm so thankful of him. Overcoming this challenge needs resilience and support of my network. For instance, my friend and supporter advice and encouragement inspire me to focus on my goals and remain positive. Volunteering with Refugees Resettlement Program and helping others provide a sense of purpose and help integrate better into my community, learning from my experience and seeking help when needed were the key strategies in overcoming all obstacles. Current situation. Currently, I am proudly working as a staff member with USCRI, one of the best nonprofit refugee agencies, not only in US, but internationally, helping refugees with their needs, such as safe shelter, meaningful work, language classes, arranging medical and social appointments, helping them with their employment, and supporting them on their new journeys and new paths. As a small member of our great team in USCRI, which truly give me a sense of peace and joy, I am also involved in my entrepreneurial venture, Saffron and Silk. I'm trying to produce Afghan spices in this country to just put a little bit more taste on the food that you guys are eating. Which focus on importing of the premium products. That will be a kind of marketing for me. I don't want to go forward, but I am doing it at the moment. And at the moment, I am engaged. Like I engaged almost 2 months ago. The thing that at the moment, like I'm always suffering with that, bringing my fiance from Pakistan to America. Most of the time, being a green card holder, I'm thinking that if I go back to Pakistan to do the process and everything, and everyone knows that there's a lot of challenges now for the people that get out of this country and go internationally on international travels, and I don't know that they're going to let me to come back to this country or not. This is something that I'm not the only guy to suffer. There's a lot of people in this country that they're having this problem. And I have 4 advices from my experience to all immigrants that they're having the same or similar experience like me. Build a support network. Connect with friends, community group, churches, and organizations that can provide guidance and support. Stay resilient. The journey can be challenging, but resilience and positive attitude will help you overcome the difficulties and the obstacles and challenges. Seek help. Don't hesitate to ask for help when needed, whether it's for paperwork, language assistance, or emotional support. We are always here to help you guys, as you guys have helped us before. Get involved. Fight with fears. Be brave. Never give up. engage with your community throughout volunteers and participating in local events, to build connection and feel more at home. Your effort will pave the way for a connection, for a brighter future, and more and more. You're not alone, and there is always hope and support available. We are with you, and God is always with you. To the church, your generosity, donation, the time that you dedicated, the homes that you have set up throughout the Welcome Home projects, the transportation you're providing for our clients, and the care you extended to the refugees upon their arrival and integration is just amazing. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for everything that you're doing for the refugee, for support and love. Because of your support, we can continue helping families find housing, enroll children in the school, provide language classes, connect people with jobs, and offer the guidance that turns fear into stability and uncertainty into opportunity. To the leadership and every member of this church, thank you for being a part of our life. Thank you for being a part of this job that you are doing. May God bless you for your generosity, for your kindness, and your courage to welcome those still finding their way home. Together we are doing holy work, and we are deeply, deeply grateful of all of you. God bless you all, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Hasib. I'm so thankful to be partners with you in this work. In the past, I have sometimes asked myself, if I were living in 1930s Germany, what would I do? If I were living on the west coast of the United States in the 1940s, when the FBI was coming to take away my Japanese-American neighbors, what would I do? Very sadly, I don't think the situation is so hypothetical anymore. I believe that we're living in a similar situation now. I think it's time for all of us to begin asking ourselves what we're willing to do. So, one practical thing that all of us can do right now is to continue helping USCRI. I know that many of us are already doing that. If you'd be interested in finding out what you might do, please come talk with me, or even better, talk with Amy Blackwell after the service. Amy, will you please wave and stand up? Amy is one of the leaders on our Immigration and Refugee Justice Ministry team. As importantly, I think it's time for all of us to have a serious conversation with ourselves and ask ourselves what we may be willing to do, what risk we may personally be willing to take in the future. That's an important conversation that I think we need to have with ourselves and with our families right now. My friends, it is now time for our closing hymn. Our closing hymn is De Caloris. It is number 305 in your gray hymnals. The words are also up on the screen. Will you please stand as you're able, and let's sing.
The colors we see in the springtime with all of its flowers. All the colors when the sunlight shines out through a rift in the cloud and it showers. All the colors as a rainbow appears when a storm cloud is touched by Yes, the colors of people parading on by with their banners. All the colors, yes, the colors of pennants and streamers and plumes and bandanas. All the colors, yes, the colors of people now taking their place in the sun. All the colors abound for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. All the colors, yes, the black and the white and the red and the brown and the yellow. All the colors of people who smile and shake hands and say hello. All the colors, yes, the colors of people who know that their freedom is won. All the colors around for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. All the colors abound for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun.
Please be seated. My friends, as we prepare to end this time of worship, may we do so with ever more love for ourselves, ever more love for all those with whom we share this world. May we do so with ever more gratitude for this precious gift of life that we share among ourselves this very day. With ever more peace in our hearts, and with ever more hope for our own lives and for this world we share. Amen.